President Trump once again putting the idea of sending the National Guard to Chicago onto the front burner.
Today marks 6 weeks since the Guard was deployed in Washington, D.C., and we are getting fresh numbers from that effort that show some wins and some losses.
Political reporter Chris Tye is live in the Sphere to walk us through the very latest. Chris.
Hey, Joe and Erica, the Washington, D.C. effort is far less controversial than Chicago. Why? The National Guard is typically under the control of a governor. Washington, D.C., as we all know from elementary school, does not have a governor, giving the president more leeway. Again, the Guard in D.C. was deployed on August the 11th. That was 6 weeks ago. 2,300 guardsmen and women from D.C., Georgia, Virginia, and Ohio are all part of that effort. Here's what we need to tell you. Their mission, and this is important, is to restore order. The activation aligns, they say, with the president's executive order declaring a so-called crime emergency. Among their duties, to have a National Guard presence at 21 D.C. metro stations, the train stations there. Along with D.C. Metro Police, they're there to support high traffic areas as well. That's part of their domain. Along with U.S. Park Police, they're asked to help with traffic control and operation support. And they're also asked to provide beautification efforts such as graffiti, removal, trash, cleanup, and restoration of public spaces. And it seems as though they're doing a lot on this front. New numbers today show this. They've cleared over 1,000 bags of trash, over 1,000 yards of mulch, 50 truckloads of plant waste. About 6.5 miles or so of roadway has been paved and cleared, and 270 feet of fencing has been put up by the U.S. National Guard of Washington, D.C. What's the early scorecard on all of this? Well, let's take a look. Crime is down, particularly as it comes to rape and assault cases with a deadly weapon. But we should also note that crime has been trending down in D.C. all year, much like we saw in Chicago. Homeless encampments have been cleared in Washington, D.C. Those in the U.S. illegally, hundreds we're told have been detained over the last 6 weeks or so. Tourism has also plummeted as a result of all this, as you might imagine. Clogged courts are also being seen in Washington, D.C. A lot of cases usually handled by local courts are being kicked up to federal level because a lot of this federal activity in Washington, D.C. And by the way, the cost of all of this, $1 million a day. So Joe and Erica, a lot of moving parts as that scorecard is coming into view.
Chris, the president is still talking about sending the Guard to Chicago. That hasn't been green-lit, though, right?
No, it has not. Obviously, the big focus here is Memphis, Tennessee. The governor of Tennessee, the mayor of Memphis, saying they are welcoming of the National Guard. But again, Governor Pritzker, Mayor Johnson saying no. We'll see how this back and forth plays out.
All right, Chris Tye, thank you.